5 acres in Snowflake, Arizona at a 73% discount and save $10,956 on this property. In a moment, I'm going to show you how to purchase this 5 acres for less than the current price of 1.5 acres in the same part of Arizona. And I'll show you how I get that stat based on research. A quick side note, if this video is too small for you to see the details of these slides, then click on the link near the video to expand it, or just go to highvaluewholesale.com and watch it there. You'll have to do a search for 5 acres in Snowflake, Arizona. We're in the process of adding several properties to the website. Hi, I'm Travis Lane Jenkins, and we specialize in selling valuable land at wholesale prices to the individual land buyer. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you the 5 key items that should clearly tell you if this property is the right property for you. Here's what I'll cover in number 1, a quick overview of the property itself and its attributes and uses that actually determines the value of the property. Number 2, I'll explain why we're able to sell properties like this one so much cheaper than everyone else. Number 3, I'll show you what similar properties are going for or have sold for, which that by definition is known as comps in the industry, comparatives. Number 4, why you should act now if this property fits what you're looking for. Number 5, how to buy this property with very little time and effort. We make the purchasing and the ownership extremely simple and easy and fast. And then last but not least, number 6, I'll tell you about the area just in case you're not from this part of the world. Okay, so number 1 of the 6 key items that should clearly tell you if this property is the right property for you. I'll start out by giving you some perspective as to the location of this property. The screenshot is a Google satellite, which is a view of a larger tract that we purchased that includes this specific piece of property that we're talking about in this video. Again, this property is 5 acres in the beautiful city of Snowflake, Arizona, also known as the White Mountains. So keep in mind that this area is much, much cooler than the majority of Arizona, even during the peak parts of the summer. So just one other thing for you to know is the pictures that I'm going to show you, other than the satellite views, are general pictures or pictures of the general area. As I pull out further, you can see the placement of the property on the map, where it is versus other nearby towns like Taylor, Arizona, Show Low, Arizona, Fort Apache Reservation, which is just right down the street. Also, Winslow, Arizona is north of this property. So again, beyond the great climate of northern Arizona, meaning it doesn't get too hot as desert type areas can get, this property has 3 major attribute categories that make it more valuable than virtually every other Arizona town. So the first attribute is this property is an excellent investment considering our sell price versus what you could sell it for the day you purchase it. Anytime you purchase a property and immediately can sell it for more than 2 or 3 times what you paid for it, it's very hard to go wrong. The second attribute, item B, would be the water table is not super deep in this area. And that's why there's a lot more greenery in this area. It's much more dry and barren in other parts of Arizona due to how deep the water table is. And then C, this area is perfect for camping, off-the-grid living, ATVs, riding your motorcycles, which is a personal favorite of mine, and really anything else that you can think of in an unrestricted area. I'll list any restrictions with the property that I'm aware of down below this video, along with coordinates and other things that would be useful for you to dig into this property further if you'd like to. The property offers both seclusion and access to essentials needed, which is really kind of the perfect balance in my opinion, meaning that you have nearby access to food, groceries, gas, even small restaurants are more, or restaurants, even a few small bars are just 16 miles away. And then the Snowflake Fire Department is just 2 miles further up the street from that town that I'm referring to. This property is accessed by a dirt road as you start getting out of town and closer to the property, which probably goes without saying. However, it's something that I wanted to highlight. Number 2 of the 6 key items that should clearly tell you if this property is the right property for you. Items I want to cover briefly here were how we're able to sell our property so cheap. Some people have a concern that there's something wrong with the property, which is not the case. We would never have acquired these properties if there was something wrong with the property. Just wouldn't make sense for us. Our overall strategy is this. We purchase larger tracts of land in most cases and then break them down into smaller tracts and then sell them while keeping some of the land for ourselves. We try to only purchase land that we'd like to own ourselves. This keeps our focus on quality and value for everyone involved. That includes ourselves as well as you. This allows us to dramatically lower our cost per acre, which in turn permits us to sell our properties much, much faster. So when you compare the quality of the land versus the price, it becomes really a no-brainer if you're looking for something in this specific area. It is one final thing or point that I want to make on this is it's virtually impossible to beat what we're offering. And that's what I'm after from a business model perspective. I want to make an irresistible offer to people that are looking for quality and value in this area. Number 3 of the 6 key items that should clearly tell you if this property is right for you. What I'm about to show you is how we come up with comps, meaning comparables, which is the process of taking similar properties and then comparing them. What we're looking for in each property is the same size comparison or close to it and in the same location. Then we make sure that they have the similar setup and are free of anything else that would make the property unsafe or lower in value. Once we do that, then we take the total values of those properties and we divide them by the number of properties that we found. And this is basically how we get the average comp in any given area. Here's a screenshot of the first property. Note the location, size, and selling price, which I've highlighted in yellow. 5 acres for $14,000, which equals $2,800 an acre. Next, we have 1.1 acre for $5,999, which equals $5,083 per acre. Next, we have 1 acre for $3,500. Next, we have 9.89 acres that sold for $35,000, which is $3,538 per acre, $3,538 per acre. Next, we have 10 acres for $22,500, which is $2,250 an acre. Notice as you go up in the larger volume of acres, then the price per acre goes down. Here's a 0.25 acre, in other words, a quarter of an acre for $5,000, which is crazy in my opinion. That equals $20,000 for an acre. And basically when we're doing comps, we take super high valuations like this and throw them out so that they don't ruin our average numbers. I even found a 1 acre for $1,800, which was the cheapest I found, although I can't find that listing anymore. I think you get the gist of how we come to a factual conclusion of what a property is worth. I know this is probably getting a little boring for those of you that don't like to get into stats, and I'm almost done with this. But I what I'm showing you is super important for you to understand in on the value that we're offering versus what you would pay if you bought anything else. As I had mentioned, once we complete our research and divide the property values by the number of properties, we get our per acre average for size for property ranges in this size. And so after looking at those results, we found the average property that matches this lot across the board is selling for $2,995 per acre. When you take the 5 acres and multiply it by the $803 per acre, which is our price, the total price for the 5 acres is just $4,015 plus a $295 dock fee, which covers things associated with getting the deed transferred over. You're basically buying this property, 5 acres, for less than you could buy 1.5 acres in the same area for the same quality of land and location. 4 of 6 key items that should clearly tell you if this property is the right property for you, which is why you should act right now if this property fits what you're looking for. Now, this property will not be available very long. We have intentionally listed this property extremely cheap. Our business model is designed to turn over valuable properties very, very quickly. This allows us to turn our money over faster and then reinvest it. If this property speaks to you, then take action now and click the buy button to make your down payment, and then we will take this property off the market. Keep in mind that we do offer a 30-day money-back guarantee if the property doesn't meet your expectations for any reason. Number 5 of the 6 key items that should clearly tell you if this property is the right property for you is how to buy this property quickly with very little time and effort. Now, me and everyone that works here at the company, we're fans of keeping things simple. There are no long forms or confusing paperwork to fill out. There's just 2 fast options to buy this property. A, click the link that says buy now to make your initial deposit. Then we will follow up with you within the next business day or sooner to complete your purchase. Or just dial 877-729-5293 to get assistance with making your purchase. Once payment is received, we will get the property deeded over to you within a matter of days in most cases. I would caution you to move quickly, even if you're watching this at midnight, because this property is priced to move very fast, and we're promoting it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week in multiple locations. And number 6 of the 6 key items that should clearly tell you if this property is the right property for you. The final item I wanted to cover about this property is to give you some details about the area. Getting back to what I had mentioned earlier, this property is located in the northern part of Arizona, known as the White Mountains, in the city of Snowflake, Arizona, which is considerably cooler than most of Arizona, which is in my opinion, the epitome of living the dream on your own terms once you acquire a property like this. Here's a quick snapshot of the temp ranges year round. Look at the highs during the peak of summer. It barely hits 90 degrees. I'm from Houston, Texas, and we get hotter than 90 degrees in the spring. So this is insane to see it in the low 90s or 89, 90 in the peak of the summer. Now, Snowflake, Arizona has a population of 5,643 people and is the 5,987th largest city in the United States. The population density is 168 people per square mile. Here's some of the sites that you can check out, or locations that you can check out reasonably near to this property. The Apache Sitgraves National Forest is just 12 miles away, which is a super, super cool place to visit, as you can see by the pictures here. Next is the Petrified Forest National Park. It's just 53 miles away. Also, Phoenix, Arizona is just 174 miles away. Flagstaff, Arizona is 119 miles away. The Grand Canyon National Park is just 187 miles away. And I may mispronounce this. Gilia National Forest is just 170 miles away. I'm not familiar with that forest, although it looks pretty cool from the pictures. In closing, if you feel like this is the right fit for you and your family and you'd like to have an investment property that you can pass down to your kids or you can cash out of later after you use it while creating incredible lifelong memories with family, friends, and then take action quickly while this property is available. This is a first come, first serve sale. By clicking the Buy Now button to make your deposit, we'll put this property on hold for you, or call 877-729-5293 to get assistance with making your purchase right now. I do have the adjoining property to this one too for now. If you'd like something larger, I suspect both will go pretty quickly. One quick side note, we do not personally visit each and every one of these properties that we're selling. If we did, we'd have to charge a whole lot more for our time, travel, and expenses, which we do not want to do. I want to continue providing you quality land at the absolute lowest price possible. Anyways, sending my best. This is Travis Lane Jenkins signing off for now. Take care.